Hey everybody, Nathan Beauvais here with some financial context. Want to talk a little bit about the history of income tax in America as we head into tax season, and a little bit about how to think about and approach your own taxes as we approach the April 15th deadline. So the very first income tax in America was during the Civil War. It was just for a few years and a small percentage on the highest of all incomes and was used to fund the Civil War. The first peacetime income tax happened in 1894 and was signed into law by President Grover Cleveland and was backed by the majority of Southern Democrats at the time. But it was struck down by the Supreme Court as unconstitutional. So, if you have a constitution hanging around, you can find that in Article 1, Section 9, Clause 4, it states that no direct tax shall be laid unless in proportion to the census of enumeration. Essentially, what this means is that if state A and state B have the same number of people in it, then they must pay the same amount of income tax, regardless of the amount of industry in the state, thus resulting in the amount of income. Now, at the time, Southerners had less income and less industry, so they supported income tax while it was rejected and denounced in the North. It took a few more years, but in 1913, the passage of the 16th Amendment altered the Constitution and allowed Congress to impose an income tax. And the fault lines were the same. Southerners opposed it, and Southerners approved it, sorry, and Northerners opposed it. In fact, states like Rhode Island, where I'm from, never ratified the amendment. And that's how we get to where we are today. So if you are a W-2 employee and you're doing your taxes this year, it's pretty straightforward. You may be able to do it on your own, but I usually recommend people see a professional. If you're self-employed or if you own business property like a rental unit, or even if you have stocks and bonds invested outside of a retirement account, things can get really complicated really fast, and I highly recommend someone see a professional in those circumstances.